Thank you all for being here today. Since your last appearance before this committee in May, banks of all sizes have yet again proven their strength and ability to withstand unexpected volatility. In fact, quickly, I would like to just go down the row, and each of you please answer with yes or no. Do you believe that the U.S. banking system at large is strong? Vice Chair Barr, we'll start with you.
Yes, I do.
Yes, Senator.
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Thank you. So for the record, all of you believe the U.S. banking sector is strong. Yet, over the last several months, we've seen a wholesale attempt to fundamentally alter our banking system. Not only do your agency's recent proposed rules undermine the proven strength of our banking sector, but they risk making it weaker. And it is Main Street America that will ultimately be punished. I have spoken directly with dozens of banks and credit unions of all sizes. It is clear that your proposed rules are so wide-reaching that they leave no financial institution untouched. Even more concerning, it is apparent that the lack of effort from you as regulators to engage these institutions is startling. Along with the absence of any stated rationale for making these key decisions, I want to start with the Basel Endgame rule. Let me follow up on a question that Senator Rounds asked. Vice Chair Barr, how long did your fellow board members have to review the proposed rule prior to it being issued?
They had an extensive period of time. I'll get you the exact number of days, but it was many, many weeks. I believe, well, anyway, I don't want to guess. I'll tell you the exact number of days for the record, but it was many weeks.
Many weeks. So many weeks would be longer than 2 then?
Correct.
Okay, so your colleague, Governor Cook, testified in this committee on July 12th that she had not yet seen the Basel III proposal. So that just 2 weeks later, the proposal was rolled out. So does that mean that your colleagues had less than 2 weeks to actually review the rule, or was she mistaken in that testimony?
Each governor can decide how much they want to engage in the process.
But she had been given the opportunity and then chose not to, I guess?
I can't speak specifically to what Governor Cook chose to do, but every governor was given the opportunity to meet with staff and to be briefed on the proposal in detail.
Okay, well, the rule assumes that banks are significantly undercapitalized for operational risk, but yet cites no evidence to support this assumption. Not only are these risks already accounted for in stress testing, but the new standardized approach is not tailored to the varying business models of various banks. Vice Chair Barr, would you say you've done a thorough analysis to understand the impacts of the proposed operational risk requirements and what they would have on availability of mortgages, on small businesses, small business loans, and retail credit to consumers?
Thank you, Senator. The analysis goes into detail on the preamble on these items. As I suggested, with respect to credit risk, whether that's for mortgages or small businesses or consumers,
Go ahead.
Sorry, just the combination of the credit risk proposal and operational risk is very, very small in relation to current rules.
Good morning, friends. Congress has officially avoided a government shutdown this month. However, several experts are worried that House Speaker Mike Johnson's plan will lead to even bigger issues at the start of next year. With votes scheduled in January, GOP lawmakers have another chance to approve budget cuts to important programs. My dear friends, please do me a big favor and watch until the end of this video to hear about all of the details. Also, to say thank you for being part of this community. Every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. With just over 24 hours remaining, the United States narrowly dodged another government shutdown this week. President Biden secured a last-minute bill to sustain federal agency funding through the new year, marking a bipartisan success. The recently appointed House Speaker Mike Johnson has been in office for only 3 weeks. However, analysts predict potential long-term challenges for Speaker Johnson as he navigates the complexities of leading a divided Republican caucus in the House of Representatives. Despite the bill's passage being a triumph, there are concerns that Speaker Johnson's success in pushing the continuing resolution through may have repercussions within the far-right faction of the GOP. Top analysts suggest that Speaker Johnson's approach may have caused discontent among far-right members, making his leadership more challenging in the future. Government spending divides a U.S. Congress, with Republicans advocating for budget cuts and Democrats seeking to protect or expand social programs. The failure to pass budget legislation can lead to a government shutdown, disrupting services, leaving employees without pay, and potentially impacting the United States' economic growth. As he was facing a looming deadline for new funding legislation, Speaker Johnson proposed an unconventional two-step stopgap bill, allowing government services to continue temporarily at current spending levels. The continuing resolution required visiting the budget question twice in the new year, with specific votes needed before January 19th and February 2nd for various sectors. Despite concerns, Johnson's bill successfully passed the House with a vote of 336 to 95, receiving significant support from Democrats. While Speaker Johnson portrayed the bill's passage as a gift to the American people, it failed to secure major concessions from Democrats. This is including the significant budget cuts demanded by the far right. And as a result, 93 House Republicans, including members of the Freedom Caucus, opposed a continuing resolution, highlighting internal divisions within the GOP. Critics, including Representative Chip Roy, a leader of the Freedom Caucus, labeled the bill a strategic failure and accused Mike Johnson of making a mistake. Dear friends, what are your thoughts so far on House Speaker Mike Johnson? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. During his tenure as chair of the Republican Study Committee between 2019 and 2021, Representative Mike Johnson helped propose budget resolutions that called for approximately $2 trillion in Medicare cuts, $3 trillion in Medicaid and Affordable Care Act cuts, and $750 billion in Social Security cuts. Alex Lawson, the director of the advocacy group of Social Security Works, has said that the Mike Johnson-led committee also endorsed raising the Social Security retirement age, lowering annual costs of living benefit increases, and advancing privatization efforts. Speaker Johnson's positions on Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security are in no way out of step with the majority of the House Republican caucus. Earlier this year, the RSC, now chaired by Representative Kevin Hern, issued a budget proposal that called for gradually raising the Social Security retirement age to 69 years old. It is a change that would slash benefits across the board. The RSC, which is comprised of 3/4 of the House GOP caucus, also proposed turning Medicare into a voucher program and massively cutting Medicaid, the Children's Health Insurance Program, and Affordable Care Act subsidies. The committee's plan would also balance the federal budget in 7 years, while also cutting spending by $16.3 trillion and taxes by $5 trillion over a decade. It cuts spending slightly less and cuts taxes more than the group's model budget from last year, which had $16.6 trillion in spending cuts and $3 trillion in tax cuts. Leaders of the caucus stress that the proposed entitlement reforms will require bipartisan cooperation, since Social Security is set to be insolvent in 2033, and Medicare is set to be insolvent in 2031. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, That is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Thank you so much, friends, for being part of this community. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, every Friday I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.